Hey friend, Graham here from recordingrevolution.com, and on this Monday, January 27th, my brand new course, the EP Blueprint, is launching. Now, in case you aren't aware, this is a brand new course, and it's a collaboration with my friend and Grammy-nominated producer, Ill Factor. This guy's worked with Justin Timberlake, Sia, and the list goes on and on. And in the course, we walk you through step by step how to plan, make, release, and promote your next EP so you can start getting some traction online. So what I thought I would do today is give you another sneak peek of the course. So enjoy.
All right, welcome back to the course. You've gotten your EP ready, and now let's lay out our blueprint for launching this EP. We want to be sure that you're going to make the most out of this release. And so we're going to walk you through your EP launch blueprint. And this is a step-by-step process on what to do to build the right runway and have the right momentum before and after you release your EP. So let's go ahead and start with our first step, and that is the prep work. And believe it or not, this is probably the most important part of the whole launch. It's the investment that you place into preparing everything you need to have the most successful launch possible. And so this is where you don't want to cut any corners. This is where you want to make sure you have every I dotted and every T crossed. This is the basket in which you're going to pull from to prepare for everything we're going to be talking about throughout this module that can help you give you and give you the best possible edge when releasing your EP. So I've put together a checklist for you and things that you want to make sure you have ready for this launch. So the first thing is obviously your finished mixed and mastered EP. You want to make sure that everything is mastered and the actual volume levels are up to par and standard. And so if you go back to the modules in this course that highlight specifically on the mixing and mastering courses, those can give you further insight as to have your EP ready for distribution. Next, we need to make sure that our EP artwork is completed and we have some high resolution pictures of you for your artist profile. This is big because we're also going to be using this down the road for when talking to blogs and things like that. But you need to dedicate a moment where you can have either a photographer, if you got a friend who's a great photographer, or if you know anyone, or just hire somebody, invest in getting some great high quality pictures of yourself as an artist, because it says a lot about your commitment to your craft. So do that, and it's going to be worth your while. So then we also need a song lyric video. Now you can get a video created from somebody on Fiverr, or if you know a friend who has some time on their hands. A song lyric video is a video that allows really cool background with the lyrics of a specific for a specific song. In this case, one of the songs from your EP. So figure out which song you wanna do that for, or if you can do it for all five, that'd be great. But at least have a song lyric video ready and on hand. And then we want to make sure that the metadata is set in place. Now, what I mean by this is you want to be able to answer the questions as to where your music lives in the vast blurred lines of the genre, subgenre, and things like that. So write down on a sheet of paper, or just have it ready in an Excel spreadsheet, or use a Crayola crayon, whatever. But understand, if you were to and this is going to be very helpful in the process of submitting your song to Spotify curated playlists and things like that. So where does your song live? What's the genre of your song? What's the subgenre? If it's rock, is it like heavy metal? Is it thrash metal? Is it hip hop? Is it trap? And narrow down the moods. Is it for CrossFit? Would this fit on a playlist if it's going to be for working out or, chilling, lounging? All those things need to be ironed out now, and don't want to wait towards that moment where you have to actually submit that information. So write all these things down, figure this out, because it's going to be really important down the road, specifically when curating for playlisting. So understand, where is your song going to live? The overall theme of the EP. So figure out the metadata for that. Behind the scene video, pictures or stories, song breakdowns, etc. These are very important things that we're going to need to have on deck. So if you've documented the process, which I definitely think you should, you document every part of the process, get as many videos, get as many pictures, write down stories, maybe things that highlight specific events throughout this EP making process that really spoke out to you. And you might even want to prepare some videos of you doing some song breakdowns and things like that, where you walk through every part of the song, explaining how you wrote it, explaining how you actually recorded it. You'd be surprised if you think, well, nobody wants to see me and show them how I recorded it. And you might not be the greatest at teaching these things. You're not teaching it. Remember, you're sharing that intimate moment of you in the creative process. That's what's important. So that's what you want to do. Get as much of the behind the scenes stuff that you want. So then we need some prizes and some incentives for social media competitions or merch. So these are things like maybe bonus. These could be bonus songs or things that yet maybe some B cuts that didn't get used for the EP, but that you have some time to finish up. Or this could also be exclusive, maybe wallpaper, or just think outside the box. Things that would be an incentive for those who are already who are going to be attracted to what you're doing. And merch is also a great thing to do. So, and you don't have to house a whole bunch of inventory. You can create a free account with Teespring, right? So you can create a Teespring account, design your merch around this EP. You might have the EP artwork featured on the merch and things like that. So you want to have that on hand. And what I would like to do is even order a couple. If you create a Teespring account, you can order some of the merch for yourself. Now, there isn't a lot of margin on there, but it's just to have merch, and that always builds authority. So create a Teespring account, order some of the merch for yourself that you can have on hand that you can give away. So that's a really cool thing to consider. Then we need to make sure that you have your artist profile for Spotify and Apple Music solidified. So you can do this by visiting artist.spotify.com. And once you've created your account and it links up, you can then go ahead into your account and adjust all the parameters for yourself in your profile. So that's important. Then we have our website/landing page. If you don't have a site up already, I would suggest that you have a place that you can start to use as a portal that would not only house your music, but mostly where people can get to connect with you. And we're really structuring this as a way to build your tribe or build your fan base, because we want to start implementing something that we call a email list marketing provider, such as MailChimp.com or ActiveCampaign. There's plenty of them out there. But if you don't have a website up, you can get one started by using Wix.com. That's Wix.com, and use from any one of the templates that they have. And you could literally get started right away. And you just need some place that you can, almost legitimize yourself as an artist. You have it there. You can upload your music to those sites, but we're not going to direct traffic to your website for the music to play from. That is what we're going to do later on strategically to have them go to Spotify. But let's get a site up, because as people start to discover, might want to Google, you want to have every avenue covered. So a website. Now, a landing page similar to that is just a page where it's a one page where they land on and just get information that's really important about you and what you're up to. And so the email list marketing provider, it's step 9, is important, because you don't want to have people just floating in the air when it comes to people who are listening to your music. You want to be able to reach in their inbox and connect with them, and to be able to alert them and let them know of everything that you are up to. So it's important that you start to build an email list. I mean, some of you watching this course right now is a very product of having an email list marketing provider. We were able to contact you via email, and we were able to let you know, here's something of value that we want to bring to your attention. And that's the power of this email list marketing. Because when you think about it, how do you create a TikTok account? How do you create a Facebook account? Well, through email. So that's one strong form that you need to have already in place. So you can visit MailChimp.com and you can create your own account and then integrate that with the website that you're going to build, so that you can incentivize people, not just, hey, join my newsletter. Don't do that. We're going to talk about strategies on how to engage when building your tribe down the road. But get that in order first before moving forward. And then we need some social media banners and platform artwork. They are different resolution and sizes than the regular EP artwork that you're going to be submitting for DistroKid or whichever distributor you're going to use. But you want to have some social media banners, and you want to have some with the artwork saying coming soon. And you also want to have some with the artwork saying out now. So you're thinking the pre and the post. And you could mess around, but have it all unified. You don't want to have your YouTube channel with some old artwork and then your Instagram with the updated artwork. So you want to make sure that all your social media banners and platform have unified artwork. And if you go back to Canva, the tool that we use, you can actually go in there and type in YouTube, Instagram, and they already have the settings there for you. Next would be content photos or custom artwork. And this goes back to the high-res pics. So you're going to grab this from maybe a one-day photo shoot that you might schedule in advance so that you can have as much artwork and just content or custom artwork that you can have dedicated for this launch specifically. Now, feel free to personalize this and add more, but I want to encourage you to not overwhelm yourself. Don't lose sight of the essentials that we've talked about here. This is what's going to separate a poor launch to a really successful launch here with your EP. So you want to make sure that you invest the time and energy in getting all these things done. What I've seen a lot are people who just, I'm just going to put it out and see what happens. And they have none of these things prepped and ready to go. So make sure you got that before moving forward. So let's move on to our second step, and that is realizing what's at the end of the tunnel. Ask yourself, what does a successful EP launch look like for you? Remember to keep the gap from expectation to reality small, but exciting enough to pursue. What I mean by that is, if this is your very first EP launch, this is the first time you've actually taken the time to record, mix, master, and work on your craft and your music. This is the very first time you're going to present it to the world. Well, if you're expecting millions of people to flock to it and have numerous amounts of followers and a buzz like you've never heard of before, well, chances are that's not going to happen. So let's be realistic. Let's write it down. What are we trying to do here? Well, we want to have a successful launch of the EP, and we want to gain some traction. We want to build an audience around that. So identify that. Come to grips with the expectation. Make sure it's close to reality, but yet encourage yourself and challenge yourself and pursue something exciting. Now, as tempting as it is to just go ahead and do all this tomorrow, give yourself some time and just be a little patient here. It's going to pay off. So you want to make sure to schedule to have your EP up on DistroKid or on any platform no less than 4 to 5 weeks before the release date. So if you're releasing on February 1st, make sure by the first week of January that your songs are already mixed, mastered, and up on DistroKid. Why? As you'll see later on, this is going to play a big important role as to having your songs submitted into the Spotify ecosystem, to have it being checked by Spotify, to have curated on Discover New Music Friday and all those types of things. So you want to give yourself the best leverage possible. So give yourself that runway. Now let's go to our next step, and that is mapping out the launch. What is it going to look like? What are we actually going to do day to day, week in, week out? Well, let's start by actually focusing on a 8-week period. We're going to focus on this 8-week window where 4 weeks is going to be used to build hype and awareness, almost like this runway. And then there's going to be an additional 4 weeks to keep that momentum from the release, looking back at the release. So we're going to be going over each week of the launch to help walk you through the process. So you ready? Let's go.
So I hope you enjoyed those sneak peeks from the course. Now, as I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, this course is launching on Monday, January 27th. And in the course, we walk you through a 10-step process for planning, making, releasing, and promoting your next EP. We cover everything from how to come up with your song ideas, how to set your budget for your EP, how to set deadlines, how to interact with collaborators, how to name your EP, how to come up with your EP artwork, how to distribute your EP digitally, and how to promote it so you get some traction on Spotify and anywhere else you release your music. So to ensure you don't miss out when I open up spots to this course, join the waiting list. Just go to theepblueprint.com. I've also put the link below this video to sign up for the waiting list. When you do that, then you'll be getting all the details via email on the course syllabus, what we're covering, and when we actually open the course so you can join before we close it. You gotta be on that list to be notified of when and where you can get access to the course. So I don't want you to miss it. So Sign up at theepblueprint.com or the link below. And again, the course is opening on Monday, January 27th. I'm pumped for you to get your hands on this. This is going to help you make more music in 2020. Whether it's your first EP or your next EP, this is going to be the best one you've done. Can't wait to see you inside the course. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you real soon.